All right, here's the fun stuff. Let's talk about legal. This is the part that makes most people a little nervous about starting their own company. They just don't want to do something wrong or something to get themselves in trouble. So I've made a little checklist here for you. Hopefully this helps it feel a little more manageable, not less manageable. But there are a number of things on the list. As you'll see as we talk through it, most of these things don't take very long at all. To be honest, you could get all of this done within a day easily. You do have some wait time on the back end once you've submitted all of your paperwork for approval from some of these agencies, but setting up a business is not time consuming. It doesn't have to be hard. A lot of it is just not knowing what to do or where to go. So I've tried to make that really simple, and I will talk you through that now. First thing you need to decide is what type of business you want. You can set it up as a sole proprietorship. You could set it up as an LLC. You could set it up as a corporation, but honestly, that's something that you really want to wait until you're making a higher threshold of money for the tax benefits of it. Most people that are going into practice for themselves for massage are going to land in either the sole proprietorship or the LLC category. Sole proprietorship is very easy. I do recommend most people go into the LLC. Also very easy. It's literally just a click of a button. But that puts you into a company that is protected. It's a limited liability company. So your business funds stay separate from your personal funds. It's really important that you keep it separate so that if something did happen, if somebody was pulling a lawsuit against the company or some kind of legal battle is happening, the company is separate from you as an individual. That's really the main difference there between the sole proprietorship and the LLC. I recommend that just in case something happens so that you are safe on your personal end, your personal finances, your personal assets, safe from anyone that would be coming after the business. This happens very rarely, but you always want to be safe. Let's take a look at this checklist. Okay, so first thing you need to do is get your professional license. Once you're done with your schooling, you'll get your certifications or your license, whatever the program gives you, and you will submit that to Dora. Dora will then issue you your professional license, and you will just renew that every year. Please make sure you renew that every year. It's a pain if you don't to get back in, but it's very easy. It's just a click of a button and a small little fee. Then you would go get your your professional liability insurance. Most people are going to do this through things like ABMP or what's the other one? It's AMTA. They're big associations that offer this liability insurance specifically for massage therapists. Again, very easy to do. You'll just go to their website, click through some things, pay a fee, and again, once you've got yourself in that, they'll remind you every year, and you'll just update it every year. Literally takes 5 minutes or less once you're in the system and renewed, and probably takes 15 minutes to do the first time. So you've got your professional license, you've got your professional liability insurance. The next thing you would want to do is the business structure. So you do need to have a business name. That could be your name. A lot of people will say your name LMT or CMT. Jessica Rose LMT could be my business. My business is Motion Massage. If you want to choose a business name that is separate from your own, whatever you choose, you'll go to Colorado Secretary of State, and I attached the website here, and you will just register a new company. You would choose your business structure there and put in your business name. You can put your business address or your home address as the registered agent. You can do all of this yourself, and it takes no time at all to do, 15, 20 minutes, and click, pay the fee, and you've got a business. That's really how easy it is. Then every year you will get an email asking you to renew your business. To stay in good standing, you do need to do that every year. You'll get lots of reminders for it. It's something you can do yourself. You don't need to pay anyone to do this. Very easy to do. Once you have that, then you will register with the IRS to get an EIN number. Entity identification number. Your EIN works as your social security number for your business, so you'll be wanting to use that to help separate, again, your personal from your business. So when you're being paid as a 1099, when you are getting a lease, when you are opening a bank account. That EIN is what you're going to be using for everything associated with the business. That just helps you to keep things into two buckets: business stuff, personal stuff. Try not to mix and mingle as much as possible. So once you've gotten your EIN number from the IRS, then you will be able to go to your bank and set up a business banking account. They cannot do that without the EIN, so make sure you do that in that order. Again, each of these things really just takes a couple minutes. You're just filling out a quick little form, depending on how you bank. Like, I have a personal banker that I can just send a text to, and she'll get mine set up for me. If you're at a bigger bank, you may need to go in and just sit down with a banker to do it. But it's a very, very easy process. The last thing you need to do, and you can't do this until you've determined which city you're going to be practicing out of and where your office space is, but then you'll need to register for a business license in that city. Some cities don't require it as a solo practitioner, some do, so make sure you do your research there. In my offices, currently I have Wheat Ridge does require solo practitioners to have a business license. Very easy to fill out. I think it costs like $25 a year. The city of Lakewood does not require that. The city of Denver does not require that. The city of Aurora does require. So each city is going to have their own rules and regulations around business licensing. Just make sure you research the city that you will be practicing in order to make sure you are living up to the standards that they've set. If you have any questions that are still outstanding about any of this stuff, please just ask me about it, or any of the other therapists in the office. We can answer a lot of those questions for you. Insurance. So obviously you need your liability insurance, and that's pretty easy to get. But what other types of insurance do you need? Again, this is one of those things that I hear a lot of people bring up as a reason not to go in business for yourself, because if you work for someone else, then you get insurance. You don't get insurance from someone else, you pay for it. And it's often not your choice what you get or how much you pay for it. Insurance as a private practice or as a self-employed person, you have a lot more control over, and you'll just want to sit with a broker in order to figure that out. So health insurance brokers are free to work with. They work with everything on the exchange. They can talk you through what your needs are, what's available to you, and what it'll cost. It's not supplemented by your employer, which is really the biggest difference. But to be honest, I used to be a teacher. We had great insurance, but I paid a lot for it every year. So I don't like this as a reason to not go in business for yourself. I do have in the resources listed at the bottom here the broker that I like to use and refer, because she's just really open and honest about what your needs are and will match you with the right thing. And if you have someone else that you would want to contact just to get quotes for that, that's a good thing to do ahead of time, just so you can understand where you really sit as far as finances go, and if there's anything that would be saying, maybe I should work for this company that I already work for, or a W-2 position. So really from here, kind of taking inventory of where you are on the steps. Most of you as interns are going to be still getting that initial paperwork in order to get your professional license, and the rest of the dominoes fall in place after that. But if you can start a checklist of what actions you want to take, whether there's research you want to do into any of these areas, or just taking a screenshot or saving this to your Google Drive so that you have that list of what do I do and in what order, that's what I would recommend. Oh, shoot.